Picture this. You're standing under a vast star-filled sky, feeling incredibly small. The stars? They've been shining for millions of years. The universe? It's infinite. And you? Just a speck in time. But what if I told you that there's something or someone who not only created all of this, but has existed before it all, and will continue forever? Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating names of God in the Bible, El Olam, or the Eternal God. This isn't just about theology, it's about discovering how understanding this name can transform the way you see your life, your problems, and even time itself. Okay, so let's break it down. El Olam comes from Hebrew. El means God, simple, right? But Olam? That's where things get deep. It can mean eternal, everlasting, or even hidden. It's like saying, God is eternal in ways we can't even comprehend. Imagine trying to explain the concept of Wi-Fi to someone from the 1400s. That's how limited our understanding of God's eternality can feel. The first time we see this name is in the story of Abraham in Genesis 21:33. Abraham plants a tamarisk tree and calls upon God as El Olam. Why a tree? Well, tamarisk trees are fascinating. They grow slowly but last for centuries. Planting one was a way of symbolizing permanence and continuity. But here's the cool part. Abraham had just made a peace treaty with Abimelech, a neighboring king. By calling God El Olam, Abraham was essentially saying, this treaty, this land, it's all temporary. But the God I serve, He's eternal. It's a reminder that while human agreements fade, God's promises stand forever. And isn't that something we all need? A constant in the middle of life's chaos. Well, now here's where things get really interesting. In the ancient Near East, most gods were tied to cycles, seasons, fertility, even death and rebirth. But El Olam, he breaks the mold. Unlike other deities who were seen as powerful but limited by time, the God of Israel isn't part of the timeline. He created it. He's not like the gods who ruled for a season and then disappeared. El Olam means he was there before the beginning and will be there after the end. Let's get a little philosophical for a second. Time controls everything about us, right? Deadlines, birthdays, even how we age. But for El Olam, time is just a tool. He exists outside of it, like an author writing a book. Imagine this. If your life is a book, you see the current chapter. But El Olam, he's holding the entire book in his hands, every page beginning to end. That means he's already in your future, working things out even before you get there. How's that for mind-blowing? Okay, let's bring it back down to earth. What does El Olam mean for you and me? It means when you feel stuck, when you're facing a breakup, a job loss, or a health scare, you're not alone. The same God who was with Abraham thousands of years ago is with you right now. And because He's eternal, He's not stressed about your timeline. He's not in a rush. His promises to you are just as unshakable as they were to Abraham. Think of it like planting a seed. You might not see growth immediately, but the roots are spreading deep. El Olam is working behind the scenes, even when it feels like nothing's happening. In Jewish tradition, this idea of God's eternity shows up in prayers like Adon Olam, which means Master of the Universe. It's a reminder that the same God who created the stars is personal enough to guide your life. And in Christianity, Jesus reflects this eternal nature. Hebrews 13:8 says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's El Olam in action, unchanging, eternal, faithful. So, I'll leave you with this. When we think about eternity, It can feel overwhelming, right? But it's also comforting. El Olam reminds us that life isn't just a random series of events. It's part of a bigger story written by a God who is constant, even when everything else feels like it's falling apart. So the next time you're staring at the stars, remember, the eternal God, El Olam, not only created them, He's walking with you too. And that's a truth worth holding on to. If this gave you a fresh perspective on who God is, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with someone who needs encouragement. And hey, what's your favorite name of God? Drop it in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos exploring the depths of faith, scripture, and spirituality. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.